Hi, welcome back to our channel. Today we're here visiting Quinta Maria en Ruta del Vino del Valle de Guadalupe. It is a lovely bed and breakfast off the beaten path. In a few moments we're going to meet with the owner, Terry Zinzer, and let her show us around her lovely place. Let's go find Terry.
Welcome to Quinta Maria,
Thank
Doncelli.
you for receiving us today.
Well, here we are receiving you with some two beautiful pomegranates from our garden.
Beautiful granadas.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Take me
For
inside.
your
Show me your beautiful
granada.
place. Come on, let's go. Okay, Terry. So this is one of your rental units.
Yes, that's
All right.
right.
Can
Come
we
on.
go inside and have a
Yes,
nice look?
let's see it.
Okay. Oh, beautiful. How beautiful.
Well, here, Ron, this room, it has a name, La Granada, the pomegranate, the granite.
Ah.
First of all, the color, well, was intended to be more pomegranate, but it's still red. And it's right outside the patio.
It's a beautiful color. That's a
Yeah.
beautiful color.
And
It
it's
does
right
look. It looks like granada.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And on the inside, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it's right outside the patio with
Yeah.
the granites.
I saw that
So
when
this
I
is
came
our
in.
Granada room.
Okay.
Queen size bed, very comfortable, extremely good. You know, we bought the best mattresses. Nice,
Okay.
comfortable, colorful room.
And I see you got
And it has-
you got nice seats in here. That's
Yeah.
the thing I always enjoy when I'm staying
Yeah.
in a place. You have a nice place to sit and read or talk or have a nice glass of
And
wine
it has
in your
air
room.
conditioning
Uh-huh.
and heat.
Ah,
and window.
okay.
We have plenty of air. And in here we have, it's a big closet that also serves as a small extra
Terry,
room.
let's go in here. This beautiful little table you've got. Let's sit down and tell me a little bit about your gardens out here, because you know you're kind of famous for your talents in with the ecology and your love of plants. And you've got a lovely garden here with a variety of. Let's see, you've got granada, you've got quince. What else do you have in here?
And this little orchard we have, they're kind of old now. I mean, I started this 45 years ago I've been here.
Wow.
But we planted like several of these first trees. It wasn't until like the late 80s or, yeah, but they've been around for 35 years at least.
Mm-hmm.
So, quince, apricot,
Ah.
granada, pomegranate. Here not much, just pomegranate, quince, apple.
But you've got so much. You've got so
Apricot.
many like succulents
Figs,
here, and I
figs.
a fig. You've got succulent plants. I see. What do we call it here? What's the plant over there that you make the tequila with? What is it?
Agaves?
The agaves.
Yeah.
You've got agaves in here.
Well,
this
what
is
I've
really
done is,
lovely.
through the years, at the very beginning, you know, I came here before there was nobody, nothing. There was no wine industry. You know, the grapes that were planted over 100 years ago,
Yeah.
but that was way over there.
Uh-huh.
But no signs of any wine country to even in the near future.
So if
far
I
future.
so
these I started. Oh, sorry.
No.
So they weren't. So anyway, through the years, I was, well, I don't know how to say. Just slowly, it's taken so many years.
has
I'm
evolved.
forgetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the terraces with stones because I noticed very young that the water would just run
Yeah.
off, and through my trips around the world, I started seeing all these terraces with stones. So slowly, this was back in the early '90s, buying the stones, '80s, and I started terracing everything. And I was a bit of a, with my first husband, a hiker and nature lover, and
Sure.
I wouldn't say hippie because I was born too late for the hippies, but kind of.
Oh, I'm sure
modern
you were a hippie.
Yeah, and we like living out in the. I grew up in the countryside in Guadalajara.
Yeah.
So when I moved to Ensenada 48 years ago to study marine science, and we bought this. We were very young still when we bought this, very inexpensive, and because I was afraid to move to the city when we had to move from near the ocean, and we were just so happy. The river flowed so nicely. There was nobody. I could run around practically,
Naked.
like
I know.
nature, yeah.
The thing I love. This just has a really neat feel to it. So if I rent a room from you for a night or two with my wife, then I could come out and sit out here with my tea and coffee in the morning, and
Oh, yeah.
visit and whatnot. I know you have other things to see that we're going to go to next. But it's really nice to be able to sit out here. Well, why don't we move on to some of the other things that you have to see and tell us about?
Sure.
You were telling me about these plants, but what's the critical part to you is the ecology of it all. All right, talk to us about that.
Okay, well, in general, this area is it's not a desert as many people think. You know, it's Mediterranean, chaparral weather, where we have only winter rains, and then in the summer, well, it doesn't rain in the fall. So it's a semi-arid area, you know, with the grapes. Beautiful because we get all this tremendous breeze from the ocean, which feeds the plants. But through the years, when I started planting things that require more water, I was so young, I didn't know, and slowly things would dry and die. So eventually, I started, you know, learning about preserving all the leaves. Every bit that we prune a lot. A lot. It's almost as important, I would say, as watering. So all the pruning, we put it in the ground, which so many people don't realize.
And it helps to preserve and
yes,
retain the moisture in the soil.
It's part of the movement, like leave the leaves. You know, of course, it retains humidity. It creates habitat. So I'm very much into this. And these plants, they are not native. They're all, you know, brought in, invasive. But they adapted, and I slowly was, you know, there wasn't a whole lot of native plants actually in this spot, this area. But so we slowly put all these plants that are resistant because there's a low water, and then we have to take care of the quinta. There's so much that we let it go.
And yet it looks really, it looks very vibrant. It looks.
We let it go a little on its own. Whatever survives, we do water, and but I have a wonderful gardener.
But very minimal.
But I tell him everything what to do, and we did all the terraces. I'm very organic. So I did everything like curvilinear.
Yeah, I really like what you've done with the stones. You're exactly right. It is terraced out. It's subtle, but in a moment it's very noticeable. Starting from over here, for where we were sitting in the little breakfast nook area, and everything you can see, it's all
yeah.
terraced
I don't like too much straight lines.
Yeah.
And so of course I put things that like the apricot. Well, that was only one. The quince, where we make our preserves, and we serve our preserves from here in our breakfast at the quinta. You know, the preserves, I give them the quince, I give them the apple, the fig, the níspero, which is loquat, and then the granada. You're gonna have some pomegranate juice right now. I'm gonna give you some. Our pomegranates are my pride. I have over 25 of them or so.
Okay,
so
great.
anyway, so it's just basically plants that resist this weather, fruit of this area, and water.
And the great part about this is all you got to do is come and rent your room for a night or two and enjoy it all with you to take everyone around and show them around and give them guided tours. Let's go see the rest of what Terry's got. I'll bet she's got some other nice things.
Our guests really love wandering around. We let them wander free, and they love it.
Beautiful. So this is your kitchen.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, and look at this lovely wolf range that you have over here.
Oh yeah.
I love cooking on a big stove like that. Do you love it too?
Yeah, it's a little too much.
Yeah?
I think
your guests, for example,
we only get 6 or 8 guests, you know, more or less. Sometimes 10 if I rent all 4 rooms with a small room. But it's
so you have 4. So you have 4 rooms total.
Yes, normally we rent 3 because the 4th one is the master suite, which requires a minimum of 2 nights.
Okay.
And it's a little more special.
How much are your rooms a night, Terry?
Well, right now we're in a period time where we're getting good discounts. But normally they're around $150, $145 to $165.
Oh, that's extremely reasonable.
Yeah, very
for a bed and breakfast of this quality with all of the amenities that you have here and the beauty of the surroundings and a host that has the capacity to do all these things. That's extremely reasonable.
We have many patios, porches, and we have some hammocks and plenty of little
and I'm
chairs.
hoping you're going to take me out there and share a glass of wine with me when we finish showing our guests around.
We have lots of places, tables and chairs. So when guests call me and say, "Oh, is there enough parking?" I say, "Oh yeah, we have plenty of parking." Or is there like a place where I can sit outside? I'm like, yeah,
there's some beautiful places.
And then, am I going to see other people? I said, well, if you want, well, not many. It's very private.
So you know what? Let's get a couple of glasses and go sit out one of those.
Beautiful afternoon, no?
What do you think?
Oh yeah, super nice. Yes.
Thank you for showing us around. I brought a little bottle of wine along
Ah,
to
chilies.
celebrate our afternoon. I hope you'll always serve this to your guests.
Yeah, well, you just have to bring it for me, and I will.
Let's have a little celebration for our afternoon videoing. You have such a beautiful place, Terry. You were saying you've been here 40.
It's taken
how
me
old?
45 years. I bought this
45
property in
years.
1980. From the highway all the way here, it's 2 kilometers or 1.4 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And there was only salute. Thank you, Ron.
Cheers.
Thank you, Georgina. Thank you. Thank you, Chelis. So, yeah, I bought this place. I was like 20 something, 21. When I bought this with my first husband. And from the highway, there's only a little casita, a little house by the road. You can't see now, it's surrounded by other houses. But from there, all the way here, that whole 2 kilometers, as far as you could see, 360 degrees around, there was nothing, nada, not a house, not a person. So people thought we were kind of a hybrid between an Apache and a Tarahumara.
Because you were out on the edge of things. Well, I remember 20 years ago when I first met you and Richard. And it was maybe a little more than 20 years ago, but I remember the first time I came here and Richard showed me this area. There were no houses there that we're looking at across the valley now. This was all just virgin land over there. There might have been an odd one here or there. And at that time you had a small vineyard where I think you were growing Nebbiolo
We still
grapes.
do, over
Yeah.
there.
Ah, okay. So
kind of around
and
the
Richard
hill.
was very proud of that. Yeah, this is a beautiful setting, Terry, for people coming to the valley. And one of the things that I enjoy so much about your place, and that I want our guests to know, is that after a full day of wine tasting around the valley, people are tired. And to have a lovely place like this to come back to, perhaps with a bottle or two of wine that they've purchased around someplace, and sit here and have this for the evening, and all for less than $200 a night.
Yes.
Come on. I mean, I think it's incredible. You have a
We
beautiful
also have
place, and congratulations.
massages.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we do massages. We are therapists. And yeah, I think I was very fortunate to. The thing is, I got here like, I was the pioneer, not one of them, but the pioneer of this little area here. The first one. And of course, the first thing I thought was, I want to be by the arroyo, the river, of course, by the water.
Uh-huh.
So this property is really, I mean, I'm very thankful and for the fortune of having been the first one here because I bought right next to the water.
Yeah.
It doesn't.